Hello everyone, this is Jason from Primetime Aquatics, and in this video we are going to be comparing two algae scrapers. One is the very popular MagFloat and the other one is a Kedsun model that has the same general design that uses magnets for algae scraping, so stay tuned. So how many of you are still using one of these? It's a traditional algae scraper, it's got a handle and you just go along the side of the tank and you scrape away. Maybe yours is extra fancy and it's got an extendable handle. But the problem with these things are you're gonna probably get wet. You're scraping in there in the water's sloshing all over the place, and sometimes these things are hit or miss in terms of quality. Well, these old things are becoming a thing of the past. What are people switching to? Let's take a look. So I have here two algae scrapers. We can see them here. One is the MagFloat in medium size. This is rated for up to 125 gallons. And the other one is this here. It's called the Kedsun. It's the same, again, general principle, same general design. You've got a two-piece algae scraper. The pieces over here, these are designed to be on the outside of the tank, and then the pieces back here are designed to be on the inside of the tank, and you just run them and you scrape them, and I'll show you how that works in a second. Now, the reason I wanted to compare both of them is because they are both popular brands on Amazon. The traditional MagFloat, these things have been around for a while, and they kind of made the market. Now, this one here, like I said, is a size medium. Now, when we take them apart, you'll notice that the inside part here, it's got kind of a rough material, and that's designed to scrape the algae. The outside part is very soft to make sure we're not scraping dry glass. Well, the Kedsun is designed in exactly the same way. The big difference here is that there's a handle. And again, you twist it off, and you've got two parts. You've got this kind of scratchy part for the inside of the glass and the soft part for the outside of the glass. So when we compare them, what are we really looking at here? Why did I pick these two in particular? Now, for right around $14, they are very similarly priced. Let's go ahead and take a closer look. So at first, it looks like you're getting a larger algae scraper. The other thing that you're going to get from the Kedsun that you don't get on the MagFloat is, of course, the handle here. MagFloat doesn't have that. Now, in terms of the color, you can see here there's a color difference. You got gray versus green. That's a personal preference thing, but yes, they are different colors, different shapes. And again, here the Kedsun is quite a bit larger, and you're getting a much larger or algae scraper. So out of the box, it seems like the Kedsun has a lot of advantages. It's larger, it's got a handle. Now, if you're interested in either one of these two products, I will put affiliate links down in the description below. You can click on those, get a lot more information. So the big question is, how do they perform? That's going to really be what matters. Now, they both perform well if you're just dealing with the biofilms on the glass, kind of that white film that grows on the fish tank sometimes. They're going to scrape that off with no problem. Your standard green algae and your brown algae, they get rid of that both equally as well. The MagFloat does a little bit better job when it comes to that hard, gritty green algae you'll sometimes get on the glass. It's kind of got the small flecks to it. When it comes to the blackbeard algae, again, the MagFloat does a little bit better than the Kedsun does. I would say both of them fail miserably when it comes to like the really thick blackbeard algae that's growing on the glass. Anytime you really need one of these, you're going to need something like this. Both the MagFloat and the Kedsun are not going to be able to scrape the really, really hard stuff off the glass. Both of them do a good job with standard algae, however. Alright, so as you can see here, as we're scraping the front of this tank, you can see the Kedsun, at least with the standard green algae, is doing a good job. We also take a look at the MagFloat. The MagFloat is also doing a great job. The other thing I like about them both is because they are magnetic, if the part that's in the tank happens to fall off, it floats. It doesn't sink to the bottom. The other cool thing, as long as the floating piece isn't too far away from the magnet on the outside of the tank, it comes right back and just attaches itself. That makes the tank maintenance a little bit easier as well. You can leave them in the tank, so you don't have to take them out. Now again, that's where the color preference comes in. If you want the gray and you think that's going to blend a little bit better, maybe that's going to be a better option than the lime green of the Kedsun. I think the bottom line is this: if you've got problems with biofilms or green algae and you fail to take care of that because sometimes you don't want to deal with this and getting your hands all wet and having water running down your arms and water on the floor, then one of these two products is going to make your life a lot better. Either one is going to make your life more convenient, and when tank maintenance is more convenient, it's going to get done more often. I would say if it were me, I would probably lean towards the MagFloat only because I want to do less scraping and more enjoying of my tanks. The other piece of advice I would give you is make sure that you buy whether it's a MagFloat or Ketsim, any type of magnetic algae scraper, make sure it is appropriate for your size tank because glass thicknesses are different. The ones that we see here are both fine, perfectly fine for up to 125 gallons, but something to keep in mind, if you're doing like, let's say, a 10-gallon tank or a 20 long and the glass is really thin, sometimes that magnetic attraction between those two pieces is pretty strong and it can actually make it a little bit difficult to scrape the glass. So just make sure whatever you buy, it's appropriate for the size tank that you're going to be using. Now, for those of you who are looking for other ways to control algae in the tank, we actually did a video, I will put it in the upper right-hand corner as well as in the description below, on how to control algae, how to keep aquarium glass clean without having to scrape your tanks. Definitely check that out. I think there's a lot of useful things in there. We also have done videos on fish and organisms that will keep algae in check. The bristlenose pleco, the Chinese algae eater, mystery snails. I will put those videos in the description below as well. As with any product review, I would love if you've got experience with either one of these two products, leave that in the comments section below. These reviews were never meant to be just my opinion and my opinion only. If you've got experience, we would love to hear from you so that viewers can go to the comments section and get more information. So I hope you found this video useful. If you did, share, subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.